Hi Stampers, today we're going to be making this card, and one of the things I wanted to feature is the new triple punch that we have that came out in the summer mini catalog. This is such an awesome punch, and I'll show you the couple things that it can do, and then we'll get to the card. I'm just taking a piece of scrap paper just to kind of show you, but this has 3 different layers of punches on here. You have a solid, and then you have one that makes an inner circle and an outer circle, and then you have one that makes the outer circle along with this real pretty inner circle. So I'm going to show you how to use it. Basically, we're going to start, all you do is move this along. In order to lock this in place, you have to bring it all the way to the end to lock it in place when you use these kind of punches. There you go. It's for better storage. To unlock it, of course, you just release it on the back. Okay, and then we're going to show you how you can use these 3 different kinds. I'll start with the least intricate, so we're going to move our lever to the end. You're just going to slide your paper in. Sometimes you have to kind of lift it up a little bit in order to get it in. Make sure you have the paper on the outer edge showing out just a little bit so that you know you have enough paper in there. And then you're just going to punch it down one time for the first one. And what that's going to do is it's just going to give you a solid outer image. Then if you change your lever, go to the second image. Again, make sure you have enough paper sticking out of the edge here. And now this time it's going to punch, but it's going to punch down twice. And I don't know if you heard that, but it was actually a snap, snap. And you're going to get these 2 pieces. And then the next time you change the lever, you're going to get the third image, and you're going to hear it punch down 3 times. Okay, so now what you're getting is you're getting, again, this outer image, but you're also getting this real pretty flowery image. So we're going to be using this last punch in order to make our card today. So we'll move this out of the way, and then I'll kind of show you what we did. So the first thing that I did is I took a piece of pink Pirouette cardstock, and I love this. This is such a pretty color because it's a very light, kind of a blushy pink. It's cut actually 11 inches long by 4 1/4 inches wide, and then scored down the center. And this is a top opening card. Okay. Then I've already taken the front part of the panel and run it through the Big Shot using the Perfect Polka Dots Impressions folder. So all you simply do is you just put your folder inside, the cardstock goes inside, and then you run it through your Big Shot. So just to save time, I just went ahead and did that already. So now to get the border here, I've used Early Espresso, and this is cut 4 1/2 inches or 5 1/2 inches long. And it's about 5 1/8 inches wide that your final piece is going to be. And I've used the scallop edge border punch. So we're going to go ahead and just punch that. And we'll get that part started. And then on this, you just keep lining up the little grooves on the top part of the punch. It's just much easier in order to see what you're doing by doing it with the top. I know a lot of times we like to turn these over and do it from the bottom. But this one in particular is easier if you do it looking from the top down, because you can actually line it up and get those scallops in the perfect spot. Okay, so now I've got that all trimmed out. And I'm just going to go ahead and trim my paper to about 5/8 of an inch. So we'll go ahead and do that. Okay. So now we've got that part done. So that will be our border on this side. And then what I've done is I went ahead and used the Early Espresso to punch out on the third punch, which is that fancier one, to punch out my outer circle. So I'm going to go ahead and use that. So we'll slide that in. And we'll actually have a piece left over from this one, but that's okay. We'll use it in another project. So we're going to be using that outer piece and then keeping this for another project. And then we're going to take the pink Pirouette paper and go ahead and punch out the inner circle on that one. And again, we're going to be getting a little extra from this, but that's okay. Okay. So now we're going to be using this inner part of the circle for this one. And these come in two different styles, actually. I wanted to point that out too. The one that I'm using is called Blossom Bouquet Triple Layer Punch, but they also have a secondary one, which is called Doily Triple Punch, and I'll show you in the book. It's actually a little bit fancier. This is the one that we're using down here, and this is a little bit fancier looking, like those doilies that you would put on a table. So it does come in a couple different kinds of styles. Anyway, so we're going to go ahead and just use these couple punches. And the only other thing that I punched out for this card is I've used the decorative label punch. And again, using the Early Espresso, I went ahead and punched out a label. And we'll go ahead and start putting the card together. I just wanted to let you know, when you use these kind of impressions that are embossed like this, I find that it always stays better and sticks down better if, instead of using just the roller tape or your snail, that you use a liquid adhesive, or you can even use a piece of sticky strip or red line tape. It just works so much better. It stays down better. So we're going to go ahead and adhere our border, and we'll get that down. And just be careful when you put the liquid down, because it does comes out pretty quickly. We'll go ahead and put that piece down. And we'll kind of hold that down for a minute or so just to make sure it sticks. And then while that's drying, I'm just going to go ahead and get this piece ready. I'm going to go ahead and apply our little blossom to the one side here of the decorative label. And then again, using the liquid adhesive or Tombow, I'm just going to put this on the edge, and then we're going to trim off the excess there. So we'll just set that down there, and again, hold it down just for a couple seconds. Make sure everything is in place. And then we'll take a scissors and trim that off in just a second. And then as far as this little friends part, what I've used is I've actually taken the stamp from the Tiny Tag set. And this is so cute because it uses that little jewelry tag punch, and all the little tags fit inside. So we're going to go ahead and just use the chocolate chip. Or you can use Early Espresso. I just happen to have chocolate chips sitting here. For this little area, it's not going to make that much difference. And we'll go ahead and ink that up and put the word friends right there. And I'm going to go ahead and punch that out with our key tag punch. Whoops. So, yeah, so you just, you know, like I said, you can use any expression on this. It would be a really pretty wedding card, or, you know, I mean, it could be used for lots of different things. So, you know, it's really a great, and I've actually used a kind of a small piece of paper here. I'm going to have to get a little bigger piece, I think. So let me go ahead and do that friends one more time. But this is good for everybody to see, because you can see that everybody has these challenges. Anyway, so we'll go ahead and do that one more time. There we go, much better. A little bigger piece this time, it'll work out. Okay, so we'll get this out of our way. And then I'm just gonna just punch a little hole in there with a handheld punch. All right, and then I've got a little piece of elastic thread that we're just going to go ahead and thread through the end here. Alrighty. And then I'm going to knot it once, and then I'm going to tie it on to my little circle here. So it just kind of hangs from that. And I'm just gonna very gently tie it on there because you don't want to break that circle. It's not that thick. So don't knot it too tightly. But what I love about this whole triple punch thing is the fact that you have so many different options that you can do. And then we'll just trim off the ends a little bit. Alrighty. And then we're going to go ahead and trim the end of our card here to get that extra decorative label punch off. And we'll go ahead and just use a little bit of adhesive. And probably the best thing to use here is just use a little glue dot. And then the only other thing I've added is I've taken a little rhinestone jewel. And these already have sticky on the back of them. And I went ahead and just placed that in the center of our little flower there. So, and that's all there is to it. It's a very simple little card. Really gives a lot of impact. And I love the way these triple punches interact. So you have a great day and a nice weekend. And thank you for watching. Bye-bye.